Before I go into that, Helena, what I really want to do is share a little bit about my impression and my experience and one of my clients' experience of the quantum wave machine, as we like to call it here. If that's okay with you, because I think your introducing your vision is powerful, and it very much works together with my modality, so to speak, the way that I teach people about joy and love and peace and calm. Is that okay if I take this moment? Okay, thank you. So, gosh, I've experienced the quantum wave machine myself since about last August. And two things I've noticed for me that are most notable. One is I've always been a pretty good sleeper, but I would wake up like most people, need to run to the restroom, whatever. And since I've had the quantum wave machine, what I've noticed, whether I put it on the track that is the deep theta sleep mode or not, and I let it move through the mix of tracks, either way, I sleep much more deeply. And sometimes I will wake up feeling so rested, like I don't remember anything. So there are times where I have this very deep, restful sleep. But then there are times where I like to dream. And I have never been a big dreamer, person with lots of dreams. I know I'm dreaming, but I don't remember them. But now that I have this track called lucid dreaming, if I want to experience my dreams, literally where I remember them, all I have to do is put that setting on, and I always have some dreams, and I wake up remembering them. And I love that. It's a very, very cool feature, and obviously it's also very restful. The other thing that I've noticed is that, like you do, you and I know each other well now, you meditate every day. I meditate, or I call it my quiet time. I do a lot of time where I'm just going to my heart and feeling love for myself and sending love out and creating love all around me. Well, the feature called bliss on the quantum wave machine it's perfect for quiet time. And so literally I have the machine sitting next to me when I'm meditating and I'm quiet, and I feel a deeper level of calm. It's more of, it takes me to that deep level of calm more quickly. It's a much faster way to get there. And there are times when I just don't want to leave the zone. It feels so good. Yeah. And you're the creator of it. I'm sure you've experienced that yourself.
Yes.
Many times.
Well, yes, and that is one of the greatest secrets, actually. It's a gamut of bliss frequencies. So
lovely.
It's an area of high creativity as well, but a secret of the masters. So yes, gamma frequencies are key to this high genius as well.
Yes. And I find, and when you speak about creativity, I find it very much allows me to visualize almost in more detail and more, what I'd call it, articulate visualizing, if that makes sense. It's definitely, and that clearly comes from that calm, which is also bliss. A big component, obviously, of bliss is a calm mindset. So I love it. That's what I've experienced. But I think very pertinent and relevant to your audience, the podcast, the group of people that you and I both have passion for touching, right? That we're speaking to today it's everyone is experiencing today with this incredible amount of change. There are all these frequencies, as you say, that are, coming to us, I don't want to say attacking the brain, but we're always taking this information in. And what I love about the quantum wave machine is that it provides such a stabilized, sort of consistent level of frequency when you're around it. And so I'm going to give you an example of someone who is a client of mine, and she actually wrote a testimonial for me to be able to share with you today. She's a client who has had your equipment since about, I think it was September or October, perhaps. It was about 6 weeks before the election. So it was probably in early October that she purchased it. And her name is Sarah. And Sarah is a beautiful, creative individual. And she is very, very sensitive to energy all around her, her own energy, obviously. But during this time of change, she was experiencing, I would say, some very highs and lows, what I would call riding the emotional roller coaster sort of thing. And Sarah's a very loving, giving, as I said, creative individual. But at the time that I spoke to her about your quantum wave machine, she was really struggling with some anxiety. And I teach my clients how to go inside and find that space of calm. But she was experiencing a lot of, as you can see me doing my hand motion up and down. And primarily because in her home, there's a lot of news on, let's just say, around the election. And both she and her husband are, well, she's not exactly retired, but her husband's retired and, very interested, wants to be informed. But with being informed comes a lot of that noise and opinions that are very extreme, as we all know what I'm speaking to. And she found herself in a very difficult place. And so this is what she said. So I'm going to actually quote the second part of her testimonial and come back around to the first. Sarah says, on a second note, a week before the election, I selected the PM anti-anxiety vignette for the first time. And within hours, my hyper anxiety over this fractious event, and she literally says here, she would have rated herself a 9.5 on a scale of 10 in terms of anxiety. It went down to a 1 in a matter of, she told me, 2 hours, that anxiety dropped from a 9.5 to a 1. She says she woke up serene, uninterested in politics or the news or doom scrolling on social media. What a miracle. That's amazing, right? So what she's saying to anyone who is listening here is that there is a way between what Helena is proposing to you and your own inner ability to find happiness and joy and love within you. It's like you can operate at that zone of calm. You don't need to live on an emotional roller coaster. It's really possible to actually emit love and joy out to others during this time. Your quantum wave machine is phenomenal. It helps keep people in balance, as obviously your quantum wave machine is leading edge science. It's important to know for people